A boy shoves a broken chair into a glowing white cube, and it vanishes. Not fixed, not stored, not thrown away, just gone, pulled into a chamber that glows soft turquoise, dissolving into a stream of light. Seconds later, up on the ringed platform crowning the cube, something begins to rise out of nothing. A frame first, then wheels, then handlebars curling into shape, until a bicycle sits there, fully formed, still faintly warm to the touch. He grabs it without a second glance, checks the tires with a quick press of his thumb, swings a leg over, and rides straight out the front door like it's just another Tuesday morning, backpack bouncing against his shoulders. Think about how many things you own right now that you'll never touch again. The board game missing 3 pieces, shoved to the back of a closet for a decade. The desk lamp that stopped matching the room years ago, but still sits on the shelf out of guilt. The extra chairs stacked in the garage because you might need them someday, and someday never actually comes. We've always dreamed of a home that gives us exactly what we need, exactly when we need it. No waiting for a delivery truck, no last-minute drive to the store for one missing part. No guilt about tossing something else in the trash, just the right object appearing the moment it's needed, made from what was already sitting in the room. And that dream isn't as far off as it sounds. Right now, up on the International Space Station, NASA is actually testing something called the Refabricator, a machine that takes plastic waste and turns it right back into brand new tools in zero gravity, hundreds of miles above Earth. Another project called Erasmus is taking it even further, recycling and sterilizing everyday objects and reprinting them clean enough to touch food. 2 machines. Already running, already turning yesterday's trash into tomorrow's tools. Now just picture pushing that as far as it can possibly go, past every limit of material, of energy, of machinery still holding it back. And you land somewhere extraordinary. They call it the Flux Nest, a softened cube of pale silver-white ceramic metal standing about a meter tall with a surface so smooth and seamless it looks poured rather than built. Not a single visible joint anywhere across it. A wide, rounded door slides open on the front, revealing a chamber that glows a soft, deep turquoise, its walls as smooth and continuous as a single piece of blown glass. On top sits a round platform about the width of an outstretched arm, rimmed in a thin ring of white light. When the machine wakes, that light and the glow inside both begin to move together, drifting inward in slow, concentric rings, like ripples running backward across still water. Slide something into the chamber, and it disappears completely, matter and all. Wait a moment, and on the platform above, something new starts to rise, built from whatever you just gave it. A little girl kneels in front of a toy castle taller than she is, towers and drawbridge and all. She's already decided it's finished being a castle. Piece by piece, she pulls it apart and feeds it into the nest, humming to herself between trips, barely glancing at what she's giving up. On the platform above, the pieces begin to climb and curve and lengthen. A mast rises first, catching an imaginary wind, then a hull, then a wheel at the helm, until a full pirate ship sits gleaming under the light, easily big enough to climb inside. She's up the side before it even finishes settling, boots scrambling on the still warm wood, spinning the wheel hard, shouting for her little brother to come aboard before the tide turns without him. Across town, a kitchen is roaring through a dinner rush, steam rising over a dozen stations, orders called out over the noise. A chef lifts a pan straight off the flame, sauce still bubbling at the edges, and slides it into a nest standing beside the pass, its door sliding open just in time without breaking his stride. By the time he's wiped his hands on his apron, the platform has already reshaped it into a line of long plates, each one molded with a curve that fits the dish he just cooked, as if the plate had always been meant to hold exactly this and nothing else. He plates the food onto its own cookware in one motion and slides the whole line through to the floor, already reaching for the next pan. In a house at the edge of a snowfield, a family stands in a yard still scattered with the last pieces of summer. A picnic table with peeling paint, a lounge chair gone soft in the sun, a bright inflatable ball half deflated by the cold. The father feeds them into the nest one by one, unhurried, breath fogging in the morning air, the frost still thick on the grass around his boots. On the platform, summer starts climbing into winter, a sled first, its runners catching the early light, then a rack for firewood, then a string of lanterns swaying gently on their own weight as they settle. The kids are already dragging the sled toward the snowbank, laughing, before their fathers even turned all the way around to watch them go. A doorbell rings in a small apartment, and 6 people spill through the door, laughing, stamping snow off their boots, into a space with only 2 chairs at the table, and coats piled on every surface. The host doesn't panic for even a second. He grabs his desk, his reading chair, a shelf full of things he forgot he even owned, and feeds them straight into the nest one after another, barely pausing between them. Dining chairs rise on the platform in quick succession, followed by a leaf that extends the table itself, seams disappearing smoothly as it locks into place. His guests are already lifting the new chairs down and pulling them up to the table before the last one has even finished forming on the platform. In a backyard glowing gold with the last light of afternoon, a family works fast, glancing toward the gate every few seconds. Guests due any minute now. A stack of old porch furniture goes into the nest first, then a cracked umbrella stand nobody's used in years. On the platform, strings of lanterns spool upward one after another, looping themselves into loose arcs between the trees. Then a tiered dessert stand rises beside a small speaker shaped like a smooth river stone, humming softly to life on its own. The kids race to string the lanterns higher, laughing just as the first guests round the corner of the house and call out a greeting. A couple steps out of a glass cabin into a mountain buried in fresh snow. No suitcase between them, nothing but the light clothes they traveled in, and the cold already biting at their bare hands. Inside, the man reaches for a few plain objects waiting on a shelf by the door and feeds them into the nest without a word between them. On the platform, 2 winter coats rise first, sleeves unfurling like something slowly waking up. Then boots, then a pair of skis leaning against each other as if they'd always stood there together. They dress right where they stand, zipping up side by side, then push the door open and walk straight out into the white, the mountain waiting exactly as it always has. In a sunlit studio scattered with sketches and half-finished models, a designer sits back in a chair she just built, frowning at the angle of the backrest, running her hand slowly along the curve that isn't quite right yet. She doesn't reach for a pencil or a notebook. She simply lifts the whole chair, pushes it into the nest beside her desk, and watches through the glow as the platform reshapes it. The same material curling into a bolder, sharper line this time, an entirely new silhouette taking form. She drops into it the moment it's ready, turning, leaning back, testing the angle with her whole body, already reaching for what comes next in her mind. There's no pile of failed prototypes gathering dust behind her. There never is, and there never has to be. By nightfall, the chair the boy rode out on that morning is already something else entirely. A lamp, a shelf, maybe a bicycle for someone else's kid a few streets over. Nobody remembers what it used to be. Nobody needs to. In this world, nothing is ever really gone, thrown out, or wasted away in some forgotten corner. It's only ever waiting quietly, patiently, glowing faintly in a wall somewhere, ready to become the next thing somebody needs.